All right. Hey, Karita Griffith Walker here, giving professional development, content and programs for dance educators to help dance teachers teach with more confidence, more effectiveness, more ease, more joy, more fun. This is a quick session for tap dance teachers. Today we are talking about song choices for our next season's choreography. All right, so finishing up one season, starting to look ahead to the next season and looking for some fresh ideas, this is a great place to start. I also have another longer workshop coming up all about creating fresh tap choreography, giving you some fresh ideas that will get you excited, get your students excited, and help you to align your tap choreography as deeply as possible with your teaching goals. Right, that's one of the important aims of that session. If you're interested in that, go to karitagriffith.com/choreo to check that out. karitagriffith.com/choreo. Right, so we're going to have a quick talk about song choices. It's a long topic, but I'm going to tackle one quick bit of it. Where do I get songs from? Right, that's what we're going to talk about today. Where do you get songs from, Karita? I will let you know. And you can also let me know in the chat, what are your favorite sources for songs for your tap choreography? Where do you find songs? Jump into the comments below and let me and your fellow tap dance teachers know where you are getting that inspiration from, where you're getting your songs. It's a make or break topic, right? We know this. One, because it fuels our creativity, right? And the other reason is we have to make sure that we're picking songs that serve our teaching goals, right? Unfortunately, there are many teachers that I've worked with inside of my programming that have chosen songs that unknowingly clash with their teaching goals. They didn't mean for that to happen, but they're like, this song is unrelated, or it's hurting the development of the students. It's not serving it, it's not lifting it up, right? So it's not weaving together. And so I want to make sure that we are thinking about those things. So the song choice is pivotal. Here's a quick list. I have a little post-it here of some song sources that I use. I use Pandora. I love a good Pandora because you can create like the radio stations, so to speak, for different genres, for different artists, etc. If I'm looking for something that's a traditional theater, musical theater sound, then I can type that in and like create a whole radio station around that and just listen to things as I'm, loading the dishwasher. You can do it by artists. Like I want to hear some stuff about in the range of like Celia Cruz. Like I want to listen to some stuff that she has, and maybe some similar artists pop up other in that realm that can give me some other song sources. Related to that, I like iTunes, because iTunes, you can look at an artist's library and see a very expanded version of their catalog. And so sometimes I don't have that. I know a few songs from an artist, but I don't know their full catalog, and there may be a gem hiding in there that is perfect for tap choreography. So that's a great place to look. I like YouTube when I am looking for covers of songs. Sometimes a cover will serve purposes better than the original song. So sometimes go to YouTube for covers of songs. I like to sometimes use inspiration from my teacher, Sally Mack. Excellent, amazing tap teacher that I grew up with, and she had such a range of artists and music that she chose from. We danced to Al Jarreau, we danced to Liza Minnelli, right? We did the full gamut of choreography, and she really brought a lot of songs. So sometimes I won't use the exact song that we did or I heard at my studio, but I will find something similar. I'll go through those, Pandora's, iTunes and stuff, to find something similar to some of the songs that she did. So I'd like go back to that old inspiration sometimes. And now there's a crazy one out there. Get ready. Here's one that I love. One of my favorite sources for songs, believe it or not, is students, parents, even studio directors. You're gonna be like, girl, you're crazy. I know some of you think I'm crazy, but I want you to listen to me on this. Just listen, right? I will tell you up front, so for people who are worried about, involving them, and I understand the worry. I remember my dad as a child, bringing songs into my teacher and like looking at my teacher try to hold her face together at my dad's ideas. Because they weren't great ideas. They weren't great ideas. But I set parameters when people bring me songs to say, you're welcome to bring me songs, but here are some of the parameters of what I'm after. And with parents or, studio directors, I will say a couple of simple things. But actually with students, I will go into deeper analysis. So we can like bring me a couple songs with these parameters, and I will go through a song with them and show them why I think it would work or why I don't think it would work. Right. And so we kind of go through some of that so they get into my brain about song selection, which is great information for them as they advance. So I actually really like bringing them in on that so that they can go, oh, yeah, that would be funky. Oh, maybe that wouldn't work. Oh, I see why this song would work. Here's a different idea. So I think it's educational for the students. One parameter that, for example, that I give is that there has to be room for tap dancing. There has to be room for tap sounds in the composition, right? So what do I mean by that? Just as a contrast, if the song has full drums, strong bass line, a piano, horn section, full, James Brown horn section, electric guitar, lead vocals, background vocals, tambourine, cowbell, more cowbell. If it's got all of that, where do the tap sounds fit? Right? Where do the tap sounds fit into that composition? There's no space, right? Arthur Duncan, one great tap master. You can see him in the movie Tap. You could see him back in the day on the Lawrence Welk Show. YouTube him. Arthur Duncan said it so plainly one day at the LA Tap Festival years ago. I was a young teacher, and he said, you have to choose songs where there's space to dance. And it just seemed like such a logical thing to say, but it was like, oh, right. So when you think about some loud Bruno Mars song, that has all the things in it, but where would the tap dancing go here? Maybe it's something you would mess around with in class, but would you put that on stage and expect an audience to get what's happening? Right? And be able to cue in and be interested in the tap dancing when there's so many other things competing with the tap sounds. And the tap sounds are just fighting to be heard, and maybe you're mic'd, maybe you're not. Right? So these are some of the challenges that we have. So I make sure that anytime people bring me songs, that I give that parameter, and that I also let them know that I have final choice. Right? I have final choice. No one, please take it personally that I don't choose your song. Right? So nobody can take that personally. I ask people not to. You don't have control if they do or not. But I let people know. I'm like, it's going to be my, choice. There's a lot of factors that go into my decision making. So please don't take it personally if I don't choose a song. If you feel like you might take it personally, don't bring me any songs. It's fine. But for people who are interested in doing that, I like it. And I can give you a couple of examples of why I like it. Because again, it challenges my creativity. It keeps me in some situations out of the rut. Ruts are for wheels, right? Ruts are for wheels. They're not for us dance teachers. We don't need to be in a rut. And if you're in a rut after this last, pandemic year nightmare, I understand. But I'm telling you, like for me, having other people bring me songs that are outside of my box of comfort and like what I usually like, and I usually like this sound, it's great. It's great because then all of a sudden I start asking myself how, right? And how is a question for me that it's inspiring. It inspires creativity. How could I make this work? Right? How could I make this work? And I can give you some, interesting examples. So I'll do that in just a second. Just again, remind you that if you want to come to the workshop, all about a deeper dive into this, because I'm just going to talk about this one parameter again. Go to karitagriffith.com/choreo to join the Fresh Tap Choreography workshop seminars that I have coming up. They are free. Come join. All right. There is a song I had a studio director bring me. And, so it's like your boss is bringing you the song. Your boss is bringing you the song and says, hey, I have a parent. I have a dad. Get ready. Shout out to the dads out there. My dad was a stage dad. Here, I have a dad who's begging me to use this song. He's been begging me for months to use this song. Is there a way that you can use this song with his kids group? The song is called Seaside Rendezvous by Queen, right? I know a few Queen songs, I like sports. So you hear Queen songs over in the sports world. We look up the song. I think the best characterization of it, go listen to the song, feel free. It's called Seaside Rendezvous by Queen. And I played the song for some of my colleagues in Dorrance Dance. We were in rehearsals in the tap dance company, and I was like, y'all, listen to this song I got to work with. And I hit play on it, and somebody said, most aptly, about 50 seconds or a minute into the song, it sounds like somebody took some psychedelic drugs and just started hitting buttons in the recording studio for sound effects. That's what it sounds like. And I was like, I'm going to work with this song. I was like, what am I going to do? And there was the question, how can I make this song work? The song tempo-wise was great. And again, we can talk about that in the workshop, about why musically, in terms of the foundation of the music, why I felt like it worked. But creatively, I was like, what, these kazoos and all this stuff that is going on here, what am I going to do with this song? The studio director had a costume idea, which was great. I'm terrible with costumes. And I was like, all right. And I came up with a how. I came up with a full theme, storyline, right, that fit the group. I fit in comedy because the song is ridiculous. It would have to be comical, right? So I was like, there has to be comedy in this thing. I put a whole piece together that landed. It landed, but it was such a stretch for me that not in 10 lifetimes would I have come up with this song, right? But somebody brought it to me, and it gave me the how question, and I was able to find a way to make something really funny and creative out of it that, when they went to dance competitions, they got the highest medal marks, and they placed top 10, multiple times. They placed top 10. And it was, great. People loved it. I was like, I wouldn't have chosen this in a million years, but I'm glad that somebody did. Another song I know many tap teachers like is Feet Don't Fail Me Now. I don't love the song. That's what I can say about it. It's fine. I don't love the song. I know some people love the song. I like the idea of it for tap, obviously, like the Feet Don't Fail Me Now. I get that. But I love the song. And I had a student and her mom, who's also a tap dance teacher, brought me the song. They loved the song, really wanted her to use the song. And I told them, how I felt. I was like, well, I feel like it's a little flat. It's a little repetitive for me. Like, I like songs that have some arc, have some journey to them. But they were like, please, can we find a way? Can we find a way? So I said, okay. Kid was about 12 or 13. I like for them to be involved in the process. She's the one that's got to get up there and do it. And so I thought, how could there be some arc to this routine? And that was the question. There was the how in my head. And I said, oh, well, if the song doesn't have the arc, I can create the arc in the choreography. How would I create the journey in the choreography that would work, right? And so with this one, I decided that there was a few things that I did inside of the choreography. I created some little chapters, in the book along the way, but then I decided that it would boost on the way up to be a high energy piece at the end. So it would end up this way. So I told her, I was like, girl, you better get your cardio up because you are going to create an arc on stage with the choreography. So get ready for the bucks and the wings and all the things at the end that are going to take the piece up, right? She was gassed, right? At the end of the end, it was a short solo, like strong, like 205 maybe. She was gassed, right? I said, but that's what it has to be, right? It's, it's going to be musical and all that, but it's going to do this. So get ready. But that was a different kind of inspiration for me. I like this kind of arc, but I had the challenge of creating this other kind of arc in the choreography. And so again, that inspired my creativity, again, to go with the song that I knew could work, but I had to ask myself a lot more how questions. Every now and again, there's a song that can't work, right? I had a soloist who came to me this last year. I worked with for the second time, and she brought me a few choices. She and her mom brought me a few choices, and this was her favorite one. I tried to work with her favorite one, choice A. It was from YouTube, a YouTube artist, etc. I thought I could make it work. I said, I can make this work. It'll, take me in a different direction again, because this is a little bit, It's for a kid. It sounds like it's for a kid. It's not me. But again, this is the performer. I've got to think about her. But about partway through the second session, she realized, and I realized, that the song itself had some problems that we weren't sure we could overcome. It was an acoustic song, like kind of a ukulele-ish kind of a song. And this kid is a very musical student. She studies piano, like she understands musicality very well. But it was the artist, the YouTube artist, was bending in their tempo a lot. And there were some weird meter things that I had to adapt for inside of the song. It wasn't very cut friendly. I was trying to make cuts, and it kind of made the storyline in the song wonky. It was weird. Like, it just, for several reasons, it wasn't going to work. And so I thought I just had to cut it right there. And I had to call the mom. I was like, listen, I know we've done a session and a half, but I genuinely don't think that this song is going to work. Here's why. Your kid is great. She understands music, but I think that she's going to struggle. This song is going to force her to struggle because the person who's doing the song doesn't have a click track. They're not staying stable with the tempo. There's all these other issues with the song. I just don't think it'll work. I won't charge you any more like extra fees or anything, but I would love to go with option B that you brought, and let's see if we can make that one work. I feel confident in that one. The kid was like, yeah, let's switch to that one. And so we switched. So we weren't afraid to change course when we needed to change course on the song choice. The song choice was just, we were going to be trying to make it right the entire season. The other ones, I could make it right inside the choreography. The students could bounce, take off, and they were rolling, right? But this one, she would be on stage trying to continue to make it right, and she wouldn't be having any fun, right? And I was like, where's the fun in that? Like, there's no fun in that for her. And she'd be out there struggling when musicality is not a struggle for her, right? So it was like kind of a weird, it's like we were really going to be trying to fit a square peg in a round hole in that situation. So that was a situation where I wasn't afraid to say, we made the choice, but it wasn't the right choice, and we're going to change, right? And so I had to like be assertive in that moment as a teacher. So sometimes you can't be afraid to do that. We make a mistake, we make a mistake, and say that, and then move on in a situation in a way that is going to set your student up to succeed. And then she goes on in the season. She uses a different song. She's killing. She's placed in top 5 overall, at the different competitions that she's going to. She's doing great. Yeah, those are my ideas. Now, like I said, song choice sources is only one idea, right? We've got to think through more of the parameters. And again, how is this aligning with the teaching work, right? That's what we're going to work on in this upcoming workshop. Go to karitagriffith.com/choreo to go sign yourself up for it if you haven't already. I will see you there. Bring your questions. You can ask your questions in advance. Hit me with your questions. I'm excited about the questions I'm already getting. But yeah, song choice is an important part of it. And jump into the comments below and share your favorite sources for getting songs. Share it in the comments. Talk to you soon.